Olive. How are you feeling today?
I feel terrible.
How come you're feeling terrible?
You know, my parents, they're still doing what they do. I hate my mom.
You're still taking care of them?
Can't leave them to die, can I?
Well, why do you hate your mom? What's going
Can
on?
I leave them?
No. Well, it's not that you can't, but let's work through it. Let's talk about it.
Well, as you know, my parents are kind of the sole reason for my divorce.
Okay.
She freaking, I can't do anything without my mom calling, without taking my time, without making me feel guilty for not, doing more for her since she is technically, bedridden. She's not bedridden, but she's bedridden. So I, don't have any time for my husband. I can't even work through with my husband without my parents getting in the way, specifically my mother. I can't do anything.
Nothing.
Anything. Since she's right upstairs, not even, we're right upstairs. She's in her hospital bed downstairs. Don't let that bitch hear a peep, a step, a crack, and a floorboards. Olive, I need my juice. I need the remote. How can you're bedridden, but the remote keeps ending up across the room?
I understand. Things like this can be hard.
I'm about to look for a home. I don't even like her.
What do you think will happen if you live separate from her?
If I live separate from her, maybe I won't lose my entire marriage.
Yeah.
My home that we paid for, that we paid for.
What is your husband's opinion? What does he say?
Well, I think it's still, even though I do feel this way, it is still hard to tell a parent no to my parent. And also, not only that, it's hard to deal with the fallout of telling her no. You know what I'm saying? So my husband is fed up, irritated, just not having it. Because I guess it has been 2 years now, this same routine. But I don't know. It's like you try to set somebody up to adjust. You cannot be solely dependent on me, which is she's not wanting to be. My dad is just, and he's not totally bedridden. He's pretty just. He refuses to get in the middle. He will not set boundaries with her. He will not discuss with her.
Sorry.
Bless you. Bless you.
Sorry.
It's okay. Allergy season is crazy.
I know, it's getting to me. So, are you getting any support?
Do you count?
I guess I could be your support.
I guess my husband, even though he's always been an understanding person, he's very logical, but he's still not. Really, the sole reason for divorce is he's not comfortable in this lifestyle. I mean, neither am I, but I'm literally kind of it's my parents. What am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, we haven't filed any papers, but we have them signed, they're put away, they're just nothing, nothing yet. We've been talking, entertaining the idea of putting my mom at home, but she is technically married to my dad. They're just a unit, and my dad is very against that, but he's not capable of taking care of her. I'm capable of taking care of her, meeting her needs, but she's very demanding, she's a crybaby, very it's not, she guilt trips. That's her favorite guilt trip. Whatever makes me feel bad, makes everybody feel bad. It puts a damper on the household.
And how often or how long do you have to care for her throughout the day? All day?
Yeah, all day.
Do you have a job on the side, or is that your full time?
I used to.
Okay. What did you do before?
I was a librarian. Yeah.
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 Did you like it? Was it enjoyable for you?
Yeah, especially during I guess not the school year. I was gonna say especially during the school year, but during the summer when all the kids are there, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my siblings, they grew up with her. We all grew up with her. So I'm kind of like stuck with her, you know. So they're living their lives. I fed up, but I think I can respect the fact that they're setting those boundaries because I get it, but it still leaves me, you know.
Yeah.
So I did give up my job, which again is like another issue because now it's like sole income. Well, I guess I'm technically paid, but it doesn't feel good, you know.
Yeah. And is it sole income from your husband?
Yeah, I am, and then I guess whatever I get goes to like immediate bills, utilities, you know. He'll take care of the rest, you know.
What does he do for work?
He's an engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he does make somewhat good income.
Yes, they income. Don't ask me
Yeah.
what else he does. I said, no, I know.
Yeah. And your father, what's your relationship with your father?
I don't have one. I don't like that man. We've never. He was like he's a shitty parent then, shitty parent now. Not that he needs to be my parent now, but I don't like him as a person.
Yeah. Is there anything, like, any specific that makes you feel this way?
Well, like I said, he doesn't talk. He doesn't like want to set boundaries with his partner. He doesn't, you know. I feel as though I technically feel as though if he was able-bodied, he would be her sole provider.
Okay.
And that really frustrates me. It's not that he's not able-bodied, it's just that he just be there.
Yeah.
Sitting around.
Yeah.
She's coming at me crazy because I didn't jump when she said jump, and he's sitting there silently doing everything. Things like that.
And have we expressed this to your parents?
No, because my mom is unreceptive because she's the victim always. My dad was like talking to a brick wall.
Yeah. Have you reached out to any resources or anybody to help you with taking care of them so you can go back to working as a librarian at all?
Well, that's why I thought of like, my mom doesn't want that.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want that. She will like throw a fit, which is kind of like, you know, it starts as like I don't know. She kind of just starts with like, oh, like you're really gonna leave with a stranger. And mom, I took care of you. I raised you. Kids are supposed to take care of their parents, and we'll just unravel into like a screaming match. Yeah, not a screaming match, cause I can't. Like after a certain point, I'm not yelling back. Like it's a big thing.
Yeah. And instead of it being a screaming match, because you did say that she's bedridden, and I don't want this to come off.
Oh, do I walk away? I do walk away.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's only so many rooms in the house.
Yeah.
And
You can't leave the house, or your husband can't take you anywhere.
I could leave the house because she does just sit there screaming though. So and it's like if I come back, I can start up again. It's just it's like a cycle that we're in.
Do you know? Do you feel like she's treating you this way because of what she's going through? Has she always treated you this way?
I feel like she's always been like this.
Okay.
Yeah, since childhood.
And it's just kind of increased since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she literally can't do anything for herself. So.
Yeah. And this has been a constant conversation that you've had with her that. Okay. So that's a lot to unpack. So I wanted to ask you, does your husband, when he gets off of work, when does he get off work?
I believe he gets off over like 4 or 5, but he may not come home until like 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
Can I ask why?
Who knows why? It could be the office is late, it's a lot at the office. He went on drinks with his friends I've never heard of before. He's exercise, anything. You tell me.
And what was said when you talked to him about this?
It's in, oh, why don't you relax,
So shutting you down.
Yeah. Why would I do that? Why would I go out?
And what are you thinking that is actually happening?
I think he could be stepping out, but he's never. It's not in his character.
Yeah.
He could be stepping outside of our marriage, but it's not in his character, and he's never been one to lie. So who, you know, you can't really like accuse someone without no evidence, or you know what I'm saying. But plus, we are like somewhere between being married and separated, so we don't have any conversations throughout the day. I would say the only thing we really do is sleep in the same bed, and we start our day together. It's like coffee, breakfast, and that's it.
And since y'all are going through this this trouble right now, have you had a conversation about going with, like, being with other people while you are in a relationship, or is this something that you do want to mend eventually? Do you want to stay with your husband?
For me, this is the only man I've been with since high school.
Okay.
Like before I graduated, we met 0 older than me, so he's taking me up to finish high school.
Okay.
But since then, we've been only romantic for like interest each other's lives. So for me, I wouldn't want to, but at the same time, I don't want to be with someone who's so cold. You know what I'm saying? Like if this would live forever, you know. And I understand he works a lot. He has bigger tasks at work, but you would think you've been doing it for so long, you know what you're doing. Like you wouldn't mind the trouble of what's going on at all.
But is his task really bigger than yours?
I don't think so. Well, that's my thing. I feel as though you've been at this job for how long? You have a good understanding of it. You're going to work the same place every single day with the same people every single day. It could only be so much harder than it was. Does that make sense? Like,
and was he always like this, or did he start being like this because of your parents? And if so, like, could you elaborate on that? How did it switch up? How did it change? If he did change?
Well, he's very set in his routines.
Okay.
Always been super important to him. Like, you know, there's people where it's like, it's this way. It must be this way.
Yeah.
That's very much how he is. And it's never been like such a big issue, but I think after such a long period of time of things kind of changing and almost plateauing now, he's kind of fed up. You know. So this isn't the hardest thing we've ever been through, but it's still, I think, you know. But I feel like my mom has always been an issue in between us.
And do you know anything about your mother's childhood or what she may have went through to make her this way? Or is this just something?
I don't even know, but I'm still one to believe, like, you can be traumatized, but it's not my fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to talk to you about what you're going through, but it's still not my fault.
Yeah.
That is how I feel. So even if she did go through something, I go through things every day.
Yeah.
She screams at me, but I still.
You feel like she's never putting herself in your shoes.
No.
And understanding what you're going through. That's understandable. Understandable. So, I had asked you before, were you looking for any resources at all?
Yeah, I have many. There's a few places we can send her. There's so many. I have my list. I have my templates. I have budgeted for everything. I'm ready. But it's just that she's so her. Yeah. It's like, oh, my marriage or my parents. I would choose my marriage. But how would you feel if you're somebody's mother and your child chose, their marriage over you? Especially if you're not conscious in the way that you make other people feel. It would seem evil. You know what I'm saying? And I do think she is evil, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? It would never mean to make somebody feel that way, or not even make somebody feel that way. Because I don't think I could make her feel any way, but still, if she feels that way, like, I don't want to live with that on my conscience.
And I wanted to ask you, and I'm not saying that this will happen, but just a possibility, if you were to get divorced and you were to stay with your parents and you had to keep on dealing with this, and you feel like this is the root cause of why your divorce happened, do you feel like it would be like the end of the world, or?
I do think if I were to get divorced, I'd probably pack a bag and not come back.
Okay.
To that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
And I just want to make sure, do you have any suicidal ideations, homicidal ideations? Are you hearing anything, seeing anything?
I don't think I've ever taken action, but I feel like I have been pushed to like leave her to rot almost. Like my dad can pick up a 911, you know what I'm saying? But I could leave her to rot at any time. I could choose to leave, you know what I'm saying?
So I just do want to remind you that I am a mandated reporter.
And that's valid.
And
that's fine.
We have, I have shared with you informed consent, and you understand what you can and can't say. And I just want to make sure that, are you for real? Are you for real?
I don't feel like doing that.
Okay.
But I know that I can.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know that I can. No, I'm not very vengeful, but I feel like I would have to be pushed so far to do that.
And where do you think you are now?
Right now, I'm just trying to put her in a home. Put both my parents in a home. Because I just can't. I refuse to give up in my marriage that been going on since I graduated high school. I've never lived without this person. I'm not saying that I can't. I feel as though I've always taken care of myself, but he's a valuable individual in my life, So besides our marriage, even this is the thing, wouldn't want to be married to someone who can be so cold. But I just think it is so crazy that he could be so cold. But I would still you know what I'm saying, to fix that if possible. That's the thing, I put my parents in a home, we go to work through our issues. Still like that? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Have you thought about couples counseling?
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's always a possibility, but is he willing? Who knows? And then it's also I don't know what he's waiting for. You know what I'm saying? Is he waiting for our marriage to just be over? Is he waiting for the right time to leave me? Is that something he wants? You know what I'm saying?
Do you think, because I see you actively working on this relationship, is he actively working on this relationship?
I think sometimes he's very, very talkative when it comes to his feelings and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Very quiet person, individual in general, But I could see the little things you're saying, things which I feel like they seem small and almost insignificant, but I feel like they matter. You know what I'm saying? If there are things that I have not kept up with, he will keep up with them, which I value, because that's not something he would have done otherwise, if that makes sense. And not to say he's neglectful of our household or chores or anything like that. It's usually things that I do. It's usually, I guess, because it's no traditional conservative rules. We don't do that. It's kind of when we fall into some routines and rules in our house. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't want to go over anything that you said, but how are you coping through all of this? What are you doing at home to cope through?
I smoke a lot of cigarettes. I smoke many cigarettes in my week.
And how long have you been smoking cigarettes?
Like a year and a half now.
Okay. And how often?
Pretty often. I wouldn't even say, because we don't even. If I were to count, maybe 6 or 7 times a day.
Has your husband noticed this too?
Yeah. Everybody knows. But I step outside. It's not something that I want. It stinks. It's not very fun. So.
Has anybody said anything to you about it when they noticed?
Not really. I know my husband notices, but it's not like I've never smoked before.
Yeah.
But I do think it's probably the most that I've smoked ever.
feel like you're smoking more now because you're more stressed?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything, do you think that there could be other ways of managing this stress besides smoking cigarettes?
I mean, yeah, but I feel like this may sound ignorant. No, I don't really want to write in a journal. I can take as many deep breaths as I want, but I feel like they're just insane.
Yeah.
So until I find my way of like out, I feel like this is, it's what's getting me through the day. It's helping me handle whatever responsibilities I have.
So it's sounding like looking for that home is definitely needed. It's definitely an option that's needed. Okay. And you said that you have been looking into some of them. What have some of them been offering? Are they affordable?
Yeah, I mean they are affordable. We can afford them,
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, she would live there. She would have a nice day. Well, my parents, so I guess what would you call it? They would have a bedroom, bedroom and kitchen, bathroom area. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the rest of the home, other people there, like nurses, whatever. It's kind of where we're looking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, and then they can accommodate her and her, like she can have her own aid that is not me.
Yeah.
My dad can get at my face. I'm tired of looking at him.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what we're looking at, but it's just like the matter of getting my mom ending up with her.
So, I would say definitely. So sorry. Definitely in our next session, I feel like we need to come up with ways to tackle this relationship, this straining your relationship. But with your parents, still before our next session, I want to leave you with still look at those homes, see what's affordable, see what can accustom to their needs and stuff like that, but also that will give you that freeing feeling that you need, because as we can see that you're very stressed and you don't need this. So I would end off this session and I want to say have a great day and maybe take a few deep breathers, do something, go to the movies if you can, or I don't know, go to a park, something.